What's up, rats? Today I bring you the top 10 advanced tips and tricks for WIldgate. The last tips and tricks video I did was more aimed at beginners. It was top 20. You can find that on my channel. But here I bring you the top 10 advanced tips, and without further ado, let's get in at number 1. So the first tip I have for you guys is if you're on the scout, use those useless quad cannons as shields for your pilot. All you have to do is look down at the floor, hit the drop button, and most of the time the turret will stand up. I use that clamp jet as the example, where I try to shoot the clamp jet, but I cannot because the turrets are blocking my bullets from hitting the pilot. Very useful on the scout as the doors are very close and have line of sight on the pilot. So protect your pilots by using those turrets, those useless turrets. So my second tip for you guys is the difference between easy and epic loot. Easy, we're going to go over easy loot first. Whenever you spawn in at a game, you always spawn in at an easy POI, which usually just gives you a quad can and some junk. If you have easy loot as a modifier, those first POIs actually become pretty decent and worth doing. Usually I kind of don't want to do those first POIs, but if there's easy loot, those first POIs actually become kind of useful. Epic loot, it's the same thing but for medium POIs. So every other POI other than the monolith and the ones that you spot at, those medium POIs will have upgraded loot where you can get some insane loot, and after hitting 2 or 3 with epic loot, you're gonna be golden. So to sum it up, easy loot affects those easy first POIs, and epic loot affects those medium, harder to do POIs, and that's it. If you watch my last top 20 tips video, then you know I'd say stay active on the helm and really listen to your surroundings. Well, you know, by opening a door that there's a border that could be possibly coming on. So, but as K, if you have your teleport, you're able to teleport around and just really get some angles on people that they won't expect you to come through. Like they'll hear the door open, but they won't expect you to be right next to them instantly. So as K, you probably want to teleport around. And also as K, if you have drill charges, you can put one here, teleport here. You can avoid traps at the door. Yes, a drill charge is loud, but it's better than opening a door and letting people know where you are. Not every window is like that, though. That's the only window on the ship that can do it, and you can also do it from the helm. So tip number 4 I have for you guys is to use drill charges in PvE. Drill charges, as you can see here, you have 2 charges, and they both do 800 damage. Yes, you can do it on ships, but it's also very good against PvE monsters, especially those bosses that have a lot of HP. You can get 1600 damage for free. Do note that these things have a range, so you can't just chuck them across the world. They have about a 10 to 15 meter range, so you kind of have to be close with them. Tip number 5 I have for you guys is the double whammy to ship damage. So if you're able to get a full team of people doing this, every person can do 10 ship damage before you have to reload. So if you do it with 4 people, that is 40 ship damage. It's not that difficult to do. It might become a strategy one day, so be careful. Tip number 5, double whammy does ship damage, not hard point damage. So for tip number 6 for you guys, if you go to your options and you scroll down a bit in gameplay, you can find this option over here, and you want to set it to per team. And if you're in a 4 stack that plays a lot together, you should probably change these all to be the same color. So there is 4 enemy ships per match, and they all will have different colors, kind of like telling you which team is which. So if you don't know which team just boarded you, it was the green team, well, you'll know that green team just boarded you, wasn't the orange team that you are currently fighting. It's just to help you to differentiate between which teams maybe you need to take out first. For tip number 7, whenever your ship has 10 fires on it, then your ship will start taking damage over time that cannot be healed. And you'll be able to hear it in this clip.
Fires won't damage your ship until you have 10 fires. Then your ship will begin to take damage.
For tip number 8, the sides of the sidelong can actually do damage through kind of walls. They don't do damage through walls, but like you can shoot at a wall and the side damages will go at a different angle, meaning you can kind of shoot through walls. This can kind of be good for boarding. It is something to note. So for tip number 9, if you're playing Moths or Adrian, you have that passive fly speed of 30%. So especially in the case of boarding, you have your footsteps you know, that the enemies can hear. It's kind of like not good. So you kind of just want to fly when you're in places so you get that 30% speed. So like I'm going to run here. You can see on my recording, this takes about 5 seconds. Compared to flying, it will take me about 4 seconds. Even though it's not like a major difference, but like especially when you're boarding, no footsteps or trying to move around the map, that 30% speed really helps. So for tip number 10, I'm going to show you like the best artifact places that I recommend. And we're going to start out with the scout. The one I recommend is putting it above the reactor. Like that. Maybe a little bit more in here. All you gotta do is punch it. See, it's really annoying for a tall person to get. This artifact placement will be easy to get for K, but like, you know, what are you gonna do about that? K can do anything. Yeah, and if you're playing a taller character, unlike Moths or anyone, yeah, it's very annoying to get this artifact if you put it right. Like I could get it here, but if you can really try and get in the middle with a small character like Moths, then this spot is actually really annoying to get on the scout. So for the hunter, I recommend having the artifact here. There's just a lot of places that people can easily get in on the ship. There's a lot of doors, just very close together, so I think the best place will be right here. You will have to worry about this door or people coming in from the back, but that's probably the best space that you can put it on the ship. Alright, so also another thing to note with the artifact is you definitely don't want to place it on your helm. Right now there's a bug. I lost a game where someone just stole my artifact through the window of the helm. So that's a fantastic bug. So don't place it on your helm if that's what you're thinking. For here, it's on the privateer. This will probably be the best spot. You do have to worry about these windows. Someone can breach charge these windows and break through it. But other than that, that's probably the best spot on the ship. You can't really place it anywhere else. These are security doors, but that'll fall to the same problem of just one breach charge, and then back here, very not safe. And for the Bastion, I recommend here. You can also throw a lot of junk on the artifact, which I kind of forgot to mention. So like you could take a quad cannon or just something to just put a whole bunch of junk on the artifact so it's not easy to take, especially in this location. It's really good for you to place a lot of junk. I think a Moths can fit through here, and it's just with the Bastion, it's really a breach charge check. If they have breach charges, they're able to get in. This right here can be broken with breach charges, so you don't want to place it there. Also, these side windows people can enter through and take your artifact. Definitely don't put it here. I've stolen artifacts personally going through here, so don't place them there. Helm's there. The only really good place I say is in the back, filled up with a bunch of junk. Alright, that's the end of the top 10 advanced tricks and tips and tricks for WIldgate. An extra one I want to throw in is Ion. He is a really good PvE character to pick because you can do his 2x melee damage attack, and if you hit enemies in the back, it deals even more damage. So he's really good at clearing out PvE enemies. It is a little tricky. You might want to duo and have someone with a doctor to heal you to keep you alive while you are doing a lot of damage to those PvE enemies. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more WIldgate content. I stream over on Twitch. Peace out. Have a rat-tastic day.